go out there and create success for yourself right away in ACN. Is that okay?
Yep.
So here's just all I'm going to share with you. Number one, when you get started in ACN, first thing you got to do is bring these three things. If you're taking notes, it's okay to write it down in case you forget. Just bring these three things. Number one, it's called desire. You got to bring a desire. My mentor taught me when I got started. My mentor set me down a little over 10 years ago. He said, Danny, everything else we could teach you, but these three things we can't teach you. I said, what is it? He said, number one, desire. I can't teach you desire. You got to have a desire for you to want to do something. I said, what's a desire? He said, do you have goals? Do you have dreams? You got to have a desire. You got to have a drive to do something with it. He said, what's your dream? He said, why do you want to be successful? I told him. I hate seeing my parents who absolutely love each other, argue with each other, and stress with each other at the end of the month every month because they don't have money. I hate seeing that. They moved to America for me because they wanted me and my brother to have a good education. They're struggling financially. They have a hard time adjusting because they're first generation. They don't even speak the language. And I hate the fact that they're struggling financially doing what they don't even like doing. I said, I want to retire. That was my desire. I wanted to be financially independent where I could go out there and provide for my kids. They don't have to go to Harvard. They don't have to go to Yale. But you know what? If they wanted to, at least they will have an opportunity to because, and they wouldn't be in a position where they can because I couldn't afford it.
Right.
And I wanted to create that environment for my future kids that I didn't have. That was my desire. I wasn't even interested in getting rich. I wasn't interested in any of that. I wanted to be in a position where I could do what I want for whoever I want, whenever I want, and be in that position. That was my desire. And he said, if you have that, that's great. You bring that to the table. Human beings are powerful creatures. If you put your mind to it and have a desire, they will get job done. Mm-hmm. Do you know that people could do crazy things if they have a reason to? But people would not do the easiest things in the world if they don't have a reason to? I'll give you an example. How many of you guys are right-handed? How many of you guys are right-handed? Yep. Okay. What if I encourage you, challenge you, I said, next 5 minutes, take notes with your left hand. Try to write down what I say with your left hand. If you do, I'll give you 50 cents. What goes through your mind? Our thoughts are, well, that's crazy. I can't do it. I've been writing with my right hand for 40 years. How am I going to write with my left hand? I can't do it. That's crazy. Those are the thoughts. But what if we keep the task the same but change the reason? What if I say you write with your left hand for the next 5 minutes, I'll give you $50 million. Since it's for example purposes only, well, let's get aggressive, okay? Dean Clark's got a Lamborghini in the garage right now. It's beautiful. We'll throw his Lamborghini on top of it. You take that home. For example purposes only, okay? Don't come to me in 5 minutes and go, hey, give me Dean's car key. What would you say? What goes through our mind? What if our thoughts are, what? Write with my left hand for 5 minutes? You're going to give me $50 million? Done deal. How about, I'll do it with my left foot. I'll do it with my left foot. Our thoughts are, that's the easiest thing I've ever done. Are you crazy? I'll do it for sure. Who wouldn't do it? Those are our thoughts. So guess what? Task itself doesn't make it hard or easy. Task doesn't make it where you should do it or not. The reason for doing it is what makes it easier or hard, or you should do it or not. For some people, ACN is the easiest thing they've ever done. For me, it's the easiest thing I've ever done. For some people, ACN is the hardest thing they've ever done. It's not because of their skills or what they're born with. No, it's because of the reason, their desire. Your desire will determine how fun and easy this opportunity is going to be for you. Somebody had told me the other day, they're like, ACN is hard. I say, ACN isn't hard. You know what's hard? Being broke is hard. Clocking in and out 8 hours a day for somebody I don't like is hard. Clocking in and out at a place that I know that it doesn't matter how many hours I invest into this company, they can let me go, they can fire me any day, and I'll have nothing to benefit from them ever again, that's hard. Right. Having family members that's struggling financially and can't do anything about it, that's hard. Having my kid come up to me and tell me they want to go to college in Park Place and it's too expensive and I got to tell them, hey, let's settle for this, you get a school loan, that's hard. Me asking somebody to pay their bill through me, that's easy. Me asking somebody to pay $60 a month to pay $47 a month through me, that's easy. Me asking somebody, do you keep your options open to make additional income because I have a great business opportunity? Let's go spend a couple hours together and let's find out more information about it. That's easy. Me telling my daughter that I can't change her tires when her tires are bald because I can't afford it, that's hard. To me, that was my thought. Does that make sense? So if you bring desire, this will be easy for you. Second thing you got to bring to the table is coachability. You got to bring coachability. What does that mean? You got to be able to get coached. Now, you guys are probably, people in Hawaii are probably very coachable. People in Hawaii probably love learning. Give you an example. What's your name, sir? Yes. Jordan. Good name. I was going to use Michael Jordan as an example, so it's actually a good name. So Jordan here, let's just say Jordan wants to be a professional basketball player. You went up to Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan said, Jordan, I'm going to teach you how to play basketball. There'll be a heck of an opportunity, right? So imagine this. So Michael Jordan is training Jordan on how to play basketball. First thing he's going to teach him posture and all that, how to hold the ball and how to jump and all that, right? So imagine this. Michael Jordan said, this is how you do it. He guided him. And imagine Jordan saying this. Michael, I don't agree with you. It's like, what do you mean? Well, I don't want to shoot that way. How silly would that be? Would that even make sense? No, it wouldn't make sense. If I want to learn how to cook, and I'm asking Martha Stewart, and she's teaching me, she says, put this much of this, put this much of this. If I want to learn how to cook, all I have to do is what? Do whatever Martha tells me to do. Right. Instead of saying, well, Martha, I don't agree with that. A lot of people come into ACN, they said, I want to be successful, I want to be senior vice president. We give them training. This is how you get customers. This is how you build a team. This is the trainings you're going to go to. They say, well, I don't agree with that. I know that people in Ohio don't act that way. But people in LA, they do. Now, if you run into somebody in Hawaii, they tell you something like that, just know they're probably from LA. You're like, you must not be from here. Because I heard majority of people in Hawaii is fine. So just be coachable. Here's what I tell people. Add your opinions, add your style to it after you master the basics. Add your ideas after you master the basics. At least for the first couple of years, master the basics. Does that make sense to you? So go to trainings. We're going to say this training is important, this training is important, go to it. Would it be worth learning skills to go out there and make you financially independent next 2 to 5 years at a time? I think so. Everything you're good at today, you have to learn, right? Third thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to share with you in the 3 things you got to bring, and guess what? It's work ethic. You can't teach work ethic. You can't teach coachability attitude. It's their attitude thing, so you got to bring it. You can't teach work ethic. Here's the reality. When I worked at Starbucks, I worked hard. I brought work ethic, doesn't matter where I worked. Nobody ever had to tell me to get off the couch and go to work. I wanted to go out there and make it happen in life. Nobody had to tell me, drag me to go to... Hey, somebody said, can you motivate me? No, I can't, actually. I'm sorry. You got to motivate yourself. If you can't even motivate you, how am I going to motivate you? I don't even know you as well as you know you. I'm not in your head, you're in your head. So I tell people, bring work ethic. Here's how I looked at it. One day I slack off, one more day my parents have to work as dry cleaners. That's how I looked at it. 1 week I slack off, 1 more week my parents have to work as dry cleaners. That's how I looked at it. It took me 2 years and 4 months to retire my parents, which is 8 years ago, year 2006. Every single month I've been cutting them a check ever since. Now back then I wasn't thinking. What I mean by that is I'm like, Mom, Dad, no more dry cleaners, close it down. I start cutting them a check for $10,000 a month, and here's what happened. I wasn't thinking how much it would add up to be. It's been 80 years. So it was $1 million, and they're young. They're barely 60. I'm like, wow, they're very healthy. They're going to be in for another 20, 30 years. But when you're at the moment, you don't think about all that. I love them out there anyways. But I'm just telling you guys, I'm kidding, okay? But I'm saying that was it worth me focusing for 2 years and 3 months of time of hard work? I brought my desire and quotes. I did everything training taught me to do for 2.5 years, and I worked very hard. Was it worth it? To me, it was. My 3 kids have lifestyle beyond you can't even imagine. People say, hey, here's the reality. I don't get motivated by cars. I don't get motivated by money. I don't get motivated by fancy houses. Here's what I get motivated by. I get motivated by freedom. I get freedom to do whatever I want, whatever I want. I do like cars. So my son loves cars. He's 5. He goes to this preschool, okay, kindergarten. They have a program. It's a drive-through. When you drop them off and pick them up, you line up with cars, and teachers come and take the kids out of the car. And all the kids line up outside until 8:30, and they all go in together. So my son comes up to me just a couple weeks ago. He's like, Daddy, can you take me to school in your Ferrari tomorrow? I'm like, what? He said, my friend, Jacob, he likes your Ferrari. He wants to see it. What kind of kid is this? And on the way to school, he's like, Daddy, can you pick me up today after school in your Maserati? And I'm like, why? He said, my other friend. Yeah, he likes your Maserati. People think I'm weird. When I go drop off my kid and pick him up, I'm wearing my shorts, I got my t-shirt on, I got my hat on, and they're looking at this young Asian kid in Las Vegas, dropping off kids and Ferraris and, picking them up. They could tell, like, I don't have a job. So they're thinking either they got a really rich dad or selling something, I could tell that they look at me that way. But it's all right. I think that's great. I didn't get to go on a family vacation until, I didn't get a passport until we were moving to America 18 years ago. Very first thing we did when our kids were born was get a passport, because we don't know when we're going to go somewhere. I'm not saying that to brag, because you put me at Starbucks. If I worked at Starbucks the last 14 years, then we're going to happen for me. It's not me that made the success happen. It's ACN opportunity. You put an average guy like me in an above average opportunity, I get above average results. And if you could bring those 3 things to the table, desire, coachability, and work ethic, everything else will teach you. We'll work with you. We'll hold your hand and go step by step, and we'll take it a step at a time and help you succeed in ACN. Does that make sense to you? Yep. It's very simple, and it's a good relationship. What's our do we have weekly trainings here? Saturday. We have every Saturday. We have a presentation and training. Do we have anything throughout the week? Okay, so on Wednesday evening, you could get location from wherever brought you here. Wednesday night, we have an opportunity meeting similar to this at a smaller scale. You could invite your friends and family to take a look at what you've seen tonight. On Saturday, once a week, we do a full training for a couple of hours, training you how to build a team, how to get customers, and you will start the journey with ACN and take a step at a time. Does that make sense to you? If you're a guest in the room, or if you have your friend, if you have a guest here with you, we just want to get an application in your hand so you could get your business started, and they will explain how you could get everything set up in an online store. If you have a guest in the room, or if you're a guest in the room, would you please raise your hand real quick so we could get our information?